Okay, let's start. In the last class, we've been seeing about the calculation views, different options what was available. Now we would like to see about debugging the calculation view. So how does it actually execute the calculation view, or nothing but we need to understand the instantiation process of calculation view. Because when we have some calculation view and when I run some query, how does it actually read the different nodes and give us the result? That's what we call it as instantiation process of the calculation view. Now we can basically debug this view and see how it actually gets you the result. Now let's say now I say debug this view, and then it gives me the query what it is going to use to debug this query. I don't need all this. So sum of gross amount is fine. I'm just running with I don't want all these columns, gross amount, and then company name. That's fine. You can just edit your query what you want. I'm just reading company name and this. I don't want average selling price, nothing. Mm, it has got a placeholder. It has got some IP tags, input parameter. That's fine. Then I can remove this group by everything in this company name, and that's it. So I'm just select. I'm running the query. Select company name and sum of gross amount from this view with this input parameter. Group by company name, and say run. No runtime. Let me do one thing. So now I can remove this placeholder. I don't need this. Okay, let's run this. Variable is marked as required but not in the query. Okay, debug this view and then say run. Why no runtime information? Let me take another view. Mm, That's working fine. Okay, at least let's take this, debug this view. Basically, I just don't want a very big query. I just want mm, product ID is fine, comma. Then remove all this currency and all those columns. Partner ID is fine. Yeah. Now run this. Incorrect syntax. What is happening? There are some. Okay. This is there in group by right already. Group by. This is partner and that is product. Sorry. Okay. No runtime information is available for this projection node 1. And why not internal error occurred? Mm, okay, let me just create some simple view. Why see hints? I want to see the execution process of a calculation. Let me take the projection of sales header table. Mm, sales header. From this, I want partner, gross amount, and then that's enough gross amount. And then I need one more projection for the business partner, which takes only partner ID and then company name. That's enough. Then I'm going to have a join of these two joined on partner. I'll go with left join. Just get the name and get to the aggregation where gross amount is aggregated column and these are normal. Okay. Then okay, so let's debug this. Okay. Okay. I'm able to debug this. Fine. Hmm. Let's change the query. Look at this. What I'm trying to debug. Debug this query. Hmm. I just want company name. Okay. Now let's run this. I'm just trying to run a query. Let's see if you run this query as company name, gross amount, sum of gross amount, group by company. How does it run the query? What is the different queries it runs at each node? Okay. Good. Now see at the top, you can select each node and see what is the query it is running in. Okay. Now look at this. So I wanted only gross amount and company name. It's fine and it is ready. Now let's go to each node from the bottom. So this is the sales table. From the sales table, it is reading gross amount and partner ID from this table, from this node with input languages D. It is taking as German language. Fine, okay. But if you remember, the query what I was running was with the company name, right? The query what I was running was with company name, but I never run the query with partner ID. But what it does is from the bottom level, if you have to get the company name is in this node, right? Customer node. So if I need to get the company name from here and then get the gross amount from here, I need to join this on partner ID, right? So by default, system understands that. So from the sales table, it is going to read partner ID and gross amount. Let's run and see what it is going to do. It is going to get the partner ID and gross amount from this node. If I go to this customer node, projection node, if I go to this projection node, it is going to read the partner ID and company name. Just look at this. You actually wanted company name, but it is also reading partner ID because it needs it in the next join. So system understands it automatically and reads partner ID and company name. Now, if you go to this join operation, then it says select company name, gross amount, partner ID, and then it performs the join on this. So it is going to use partner ID and then perform join. So partner ID wise, you're going to get company name and gross amount. In the next node, it will no more from this output. It will not read partner. It will only read company name and gross amount will be aggregated sum of. Okay. Then it says sum of gross amount only by company name. Then execute, and this result, and that will be projected out. Like this, based on the query, it executes the subselects on each of these nodes depending on the requirement and executes your view bus. We call this as instantiation process of your calculation view, how it executes. To understand in more detail, I have a note which tells you the calculation engine behavior, how it executes that. Okay, now let's see. 775, let me make it. Yeah. Now look at this, understand this. And the left hand side, what you get to see is your view, what we have defined. This is the runtime view. And the right hand side is executed calculate scenario is a runtime view, the debug mode. Let's say I built a simple view which takes in a table with three columns A, B, and C, which are your attributes, and two measures K1 and K2. So projecting these five columns from the table. Next, in the aggregation node, I've said A, B, C are the attributes, and aggregation function on this key figure, sum of K1, sum of K2. We have used aggregation node. This is my view. On top of this view, let's say you're running a query, select A and sum of K1. That's it. So what it does is, based on the requirement of the query, from the bottom node, it will not read everything. It will only read A and K1 to the next node. Then the K1 is aggregated based on A, and then that the same is projected out as A and sum of K1. So based on the query what you run, it reads only the necessary objects automatically. That is it. That is the behavior of the execution of calculation views. Now let's see one more. Let's say I have another concept here. I've got a table with A and K2 as a measure, and I've got another table which is projecting A, B, C, and K1 as a key figure. And then once we project these two tables, I have join operator which is joining on the join attribute is A. Then I'm projecting A, B, C, and then K1, K2, and then I'm just getting the result out K, B, C, K1, K2. Now let's say in this query you're just running saying select B from this calculation view. I'm just reading only B. I'm not reading anything A. But if you go to the bottom, here it is going to read A because A is a join attribute. We need A when you want to get B bus. So from this table it gets A and B. From this table it only gets A. Then in the next node it joins on the A, and then to the next result it only projects the result of B, and then B is projected out. So based on the requirement, whatever join attributes are required to get the results out, it considers those columns only. That is how it executes the join operation or whatever. Let's say I have a next output, next view. I have a table with, let's say, A, B, C, K1, K2. Okay. Then I'm performing an aggregation on this, saying A, B, C as attributes and K1, K2 as the sum of K1, K2. Then I'm performing a calculate attribute as A into 100 as your attribute measure, sorry, as your measure. And then I've got sum of attribute, okay, CATTR. Now let's say now I'm running a query where I say select B and CATTR. So what it does, from the below table, it will need A to calculate CATTR. So it reads A and B from the bottom table. Then in the next node, it performs A and B with calculation of A into 100 as CATTR. In the next node, it only projects out B and CATTR, which gives the result as B and CATTR. So based on the requirement, based on the query, it starts, we cannot control that. So based on the requirement of the query, it starts reading only certain columns and then start formulating the logic and gives you. That is called instantiation process. Now let's say if you run the query only B with calculation scenario, so from the column output, so I don't need I don't have any join, so it just reads B, then gets B, then outputs B, and then you get the output of B. It does not read any A. But here it was reading A because for calculation of CATTR you need A, right? So it automatically reads A and then performs the calculation of CATTR, which is A into 100, then projects CATTR. Based on the requirement, it reads the necessary columns for us. Okay, good. We'll come to this key flag. Now let's. So there is an option called key flag which we have to understand firstly. So if you have to control the instantiation process, let's disconnect it. Okay, now let's see. I already have a view. So let's see. We're trying to understand the instantiation process. So I just have a small table like this. Let's see what is the data I've got. I just have order ID as 1, 2, and 3, and each order ID belongs to a different product P1, P2, P3, and all these three products belong to a category called sports. And I've got price and I've got quantity was. I've got for product 1 the price is 10, for product 2 the price is 20, and for product 3 price is 30, and the quantities are 2, 4, and 6. So if you look at the amount for product 1, it will be 10 into 2, which is 20. Okay. And for product 2, the amount will be 20 into 4, which is 80. And then for product 3, it will be 30 into 6, which is 180. So 20, 80, 180. So it becomes what? How much? How much is the total amount of us? How much is the total amount of us? Yeah, as this graphical calculation, so query will be correct. Is it necessary to do it? Well, first, let me go through. I'll open up for doubts, everything. Let me finish this out. So you got to get it as 280 bus. Okay, right, good. So what I've done is, now look at this. So I've just taken this table. I've taken the aggregation node. So I've got product ID, category, and I've just selected as normal output. And then price and quantity are projected as aggregated columns with aggregation function as sum. Then I performed a calculate column as amount, which says price into quantity was, which says price into quantity was. Then in aggregation node, I'm just saying these three are normal attributes and these are your measures. So specified with aggregation function as sum, and then you get the out. Done. View is fine. I've got the view and I'm just deploying it. Now let me debug this view. I'm just see what is my query. I'm just reading all. Select product category, order ID, product, sum of price, sum of quantity, sum of amount. All this is done. Just run this. Let's see at each node. In this node, what it is reading? It is reading, see, since you wanted everything, so it is reading product category, order ID, price, amount, quantity, and amount is multiplication of both. So you get, say, product category, order ID, product, price is 10, all this, and then quantity, and the amount is 20, 80, 180. Good. Then, see, then you're getting it as 20, 80, 180. Individually, it is calculating. Then in the next node, it will basically aggregate this value and then gives you this, right? Good. It is working fine. Let's say now I have a scenario where I run this query like this. Look at this. I'm saying read only product. I just want product category and amount. I just want to get the product category and amount. Let's see what will happen. So I'm saying select product category and amount from this view where my group by product category. Let's run this. So you wanted only product category, right? It goes to the aggregate first node. See what it is reading? You wanted only product category, so it's saying you only have product category in the select. And then you wanted amount, but amount requires price and quantity bus. So it says select product category, price, quantity, and amount. Which amount is, why it is taking price and quantity? Because price and quantity required in amount calculation. So it reads that. See what it is doing? Since this is an aggregation node, we have aggregated price and quantity based on this attribute. So we said group by is category, right? So based on the category, price is aggregated as 10, 20, 30 is aggregated as 60, and quantity is aggregated as 2, 4, 4, 6 something as 12. And then now it is performing this calculation on the aggregated price and quantity as what? 60 into 12, which is 720. And same 720 is projected to the next node, and that is what you're going to get. So for sports, amount is 720. Is this correct, boss? No, right? No, right? So what is, yeah, it's wrong. So why, if you go to this node, this price, this price, whatever we have, it is specific to the product, not to the category bus. So what I would like to tell the execution process of the calculation view is, even though my user does not select a product in the query, make sure whenever you're reading price, it must be read with the context of product only. Only then the price will be splitted out based on the product and then multiplies with the quantities. So what I'll do now, look at this. How do I do this? Now go to the product. So I would like to say, even though my user does not specify product in the query, when you're running the no when you're running the queries, when the calculation engine is running the queries at the bottom level nodes, product must be there in the projection. Otherwise, the results will get aggregated. We get wrong values. What I'll say, product, for the product properties, here you see something called keep flag. Now set the key flag property as true. So means what? Even though my user does not need the product in the output, but you still have to keep the product in the projection. Okay. So go to the next node. Again, select product, and I'll say what? Key flag as true. This is key flag property. Now let's say activate. Now let's try to debug this now. What is the debug query I'm running? Look at this now. Again, I'm running the same product category and only amount group by product category. Now let's see how does it run. How does it execute this view? If I go to this aggregation node, look at this. What is there in the query? User wanted only product category, but it's still keeping the product in the projection, so that does not disturb the aggregation behavior of the price. That is called keep flag bus. When you enable a field or when you enable an attribute as keep flag, even though this field is not required as per the user query requirements, it will still be added to the projection. In some case scenarios like this, we don't have to disturb the results bus. Now if I say, when I read the select with the product, so aggregation will not happen, right? So it will give split of that. Sometimes. So since I've got product in the projection list, it is not aggregating this price. So our price has been split up and the quantity is split up. There it says 80, 20, 180. Then in the next node, now it aggregates that. After this calculation, the multiplication of all this price and quantity, then now it says sum of amount, sum of 80, 20, and 180, which will be 280. Now the result is fine. So even the user is reading only for with group by product category, still it is forcing the product to be in the projection list, and that's how you basically control the field to be in the projection list, even though user does not require that, by using keep flag. Then that is keep flag. Now let's try to see. Now here is showing an instantiation process with keep flag. Okay. So I've got table with A, B, C, K1, K2, and then it's just grouping by A, B, C, and then sum of K1, K2, where key flag is enabled for B. Okay. If key flag is enabled for B, how does it run the query? Now I'm saying I'm running a query A and sum of K1. So if this is a scenario A and sum of K1, generally what it should execute? From the table, it only has to read A and K1, then aggregate the K1 as per group by A, and then project it out. But since B is kept as key flag as B, so what it does, even though B is not required, it will still read that from the query. It will read A, K1, B. Then by holding A and B, it aggregates the K1. But while showing result, it shows only A and K1. That is called key flag. Okay, boss. Just showing where to enable key flag. That's fine. Okay, we know that. So this is about instantiation process. Okay, that's about key flag property. Next, there is something called. Then there is small properties. All this. Okay. There's an option called dynamic join. I don't know how many of you observed this. There's something called dynamic join. I don't know how many of you observed this checkbox, but normally when I'm creating this joins in the join properties, In the join properties, you see there is a checkbox called dynamic join here. Now we are trying to understand importance of this property, dynamic join, when to use and how does it affect. Hmm. I already built a view to demonstrate this for you. Okay. Now just try to understand this. What I want, just try to get the data first. What we have, I have a table called employee underscore dy, which has got this database, which says employee number. I've got employee number. I've got country, and then I've got region, then the salaries and the employee salary. Look at this. Okay, I've got 9 employees: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then I've got countries. Basically, there are three different countries. One is India, Pakistan, and US first, right? And US belongs to North America, and whereas India and Pakistan belongs to Asia Pacific. Okay, look at this. If I group sort by this, you can see this. All the ones with this India and Pakistan are referring to Asia Pacific, and all the ones with country US belongs to North America. Now, by looking at this data, my question is, what is the total salary for the region North America? What is the total salary for the region North America?
21,000.
How much?
21,000.
21,000. Okay, good.
Seven.
Yeah. So for North America, I see two rows. One row says 10,000 and the other row says 11,000. So which is what? 21,000. Okay, good. So for North America, it is what? 21,000. Good. Okay. hmm Now, can you tell me how much is the total salary for Asia Pacific? It is all 12,000, right? So 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And 12, 7, how much is it? And the what? 12, 7, 96. Huh?
84.
Hmm?
80.
84. Okay, boss. So I've got this values, right? Total value. Good. Now I have a requirement for this employee three. Like employee 3 and 2 belongs to North America, right? Employee 3 and 2 belongs to North America. Now I would like to know what is the percentage of this salary of this employee 3 on the overall salary of this region. I would like to calculate the percentage of the salary. What is the percentage of salary of this employee 3 on the total result? On the total result means on the specific North America. So the specific North America is 20,000. And now I would like to see what is the percentage of 10,000 on 20,000, 21,000, only for that particular region. So it will be approximately 46 or something percentage. And then if you say what is the percentage of 11,000 on 21,000. Okay. Same way for employee 1 and 8, I want to see what is the percentage of what is the percentage of this 12,000 on 84,000. It will be something around, so 7, 3, 3, 6, 7, and approximately it will be um, 84,000. It will be almost 0.14. So it's approximately 14%. All this will be 14%, right? Huh? Okay, good. That's what it is now. But let's say I have a different requirement now. Just now this time group by country. Now I have a different requirement now. Now when I run my query based on the country wise, now I want a different like this. So for all these 5 employees, they belong to country India. Now I would like to show percentage of their salary on the for the entire countries. For total country of India, it is 60,000. Now I want to calculate percentage of 12,000 on 60,000, not for 84,000, not for the region wise grouping. So I would like to calculate percentage of this salary on the total of this country India was. So percentage of 12,000 on 60,000, not 84,000. Same when it comes to Pakistan, it will be what? Calculation of percentage of 12,000 on 24,000. So total of Pakistan is 24,000, then 12% to 24,000 it will be 50%. And if it is US or North America, it is all same percentage of 10,000 or 20,000. Did you understand this? So when I do when my user is running a query with respect to the region, my total salary should be considered as 84,000. When my user is running the query with country, my salary for India should be considered as 60,000. For Pakistan, it should be 24,000. For US, it should be 21,000. So based on, and if he's running a query with both country and region, then also it will be which is the lowest granularity was for out of region and country, which is the least granularity country. So it has to take the country level some totals, right? So to get this extra column which says percentage of salary on the total salaries, what I've done is look at this. I've taken so I need to, so when you say percentage, what I should do, I need to have a column which says salary. Then I need to get the total aggregated salary. Then calculate the percentage of salary on the total aggregated salary. So what I've done is first I've taken normal projection which gives me employee wise normal salary. Then I said the group aggregated this salary as normal sum because each is one employee, so it will be normal. So if you see this node or if you see this node, it will just give you same table, nothing else. It will just give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9 country and then region and then salary, right? Hmm. So now once I get this normal salary, I need to get this total salary, aggregated salary with country or with region, so that I can join both of them and perform the calculation. So what I've done is, again I've just taken the projection of the same table, but this time I've eliminated employee name. But because when I want to aggregate with the country and region, I will remove employee name. So this projection will just give me only this data, like country, region, and then salary was right. Then I said, then in the by using aggregation node, I said sum of this total sum of salary, which I'm naming it as total salary here, by country and region. Now this will give you what? It will aggregate that. See, it is aggregate. It is what is it? It's, the query is what? Sum of salary group by country and region was. So for India and Asia Pacific it is 60,000. For Pakistan and Asia Pacific it is 24,000, and US and for each combination of it. Because the most granular field out of region and country is country, so country level aggregation is done 60, 24, and 21. Okay. Now in the join node, I'm basically joining on country and region. So for each employee number, for each country wise and region wise, I perform a join and get the total salary out. And then once I get the salary and salary is individual employee salary, and for each I get the total aggregated salary, then I can calculate the percentage of it. So salary divided by total salary into 100. This gives me percentage of it. Now if I look at this, so what you will have? You will have what? Employee number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Country India, and individual salaries is for look at for all these of India bus. Individual salaries is 12,000. What is the total salary was? Because this salary was aggregated with group by as country and region. So lowest granularity అంటే region కింద country ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి country level aggregation జరిగింది. So lowest granularity field is country. So the aggregation is done based on the country, which is 60,000. Then it calculates percentage, say 12,000, percentage of 12,000 on 60,000, which is 20. And look at for Pakistan, it is 50-50. And look at for US, it is like what? Percentage of 10,000 and 21,000 is 47%, and 11,000 and 21 is 52%, right? This is the result you're getting now. Good, okay. Then I'm just taking it as aggregation as employee number, country wise salary, and all aggregation of all these three measures. Then I projected it out. Okay, good. Now let's run the query out. Just let me just execute this here, and I'm going to get this right. Employee number wise, country. So now look at now tell me this salary, total salary is aggregated by country or by region? I know it is calculating percentage on the total salary, but now the total salary is aggregated by country or by region?
By region.
No, no, by country, right? 60,000 is a, if I would have taken region, if you take this total salary of Asia Pacific, it should take it as 84,000 as a total salary. But is it taking as 84? It is taking as 60 and 24 bus. The 60,000 is a total salary of what? Of country India or of Asia Pacific bus?
India.
India.
It's a country.
Yeah, exactly. Why? Because
Country.
in the drill down I've got country and region. Out of these two in the report query, I've got both country and region. So which is most granular was? A detailed one?
Country wise.
Country wise. So because first you'll have region, within the region you have multiple countries. So country is considered to be the detailed column, and it has done the aggregation based on the country here. Okay. Let's say like this. Now let's say I don't want region, so I'm hiding. Sorry, I don't want country. I'm hiding this country. So my query result does not have the country. It should only get me the region. Now let's run the report. Now, now I don't have country. I'm just saying show me employee details by region and their salary and the percentage of their salary towards the total salary. Now, when I do I have country in the drill down? Do I have country in the drill down? No, right? So my main field is region wise, region. But still, this total salary is aggregated based on what? Country or region?
Country.
Still it is aggregating based on country, because country was the detail, was most granular field, and it is aggregating on country wise itself. Why? Because here it says in the aggregation we said country and region group by country and region, right? That's why. So the detail character is country. It is aggregating on country wise, and then when I'm joining it to country or region. Now what I'll do, I can double click on this join operation, and the checkbox called dynamic join. What I'll do, if my query, if I'm requesting query on region, then I want this aggregation to be done on region only, then perform a join. When I'm requesting both country and region, then it should consider country. If I'm requesting only on country, then aggregation will be happen on country. So I say dynamically perform the aggregation. Now what I want is, what is happening now is, first it is performing the join based on country and region, then calculating the percentage. Now I don't want that. I want that aggregation of total salary to be done first, then the joining should happen. So I say dynamic join, and let's see what is the result we get. Now I've hidden country, and let's say see the display of this. Going with region list. Now what is happening? Now what is the total? Does it consider for all these employees? It is considering it as 60,000, 24, or 84,000. Now it is taking total salary as what? 84,000, where it is grouped where it is aggregated the total salary by what? By region or by country?
By region.
By region. So in case of dynamic, when you enable it as dynamic join, aggregation will happen based on the drill down field, then the join is performed. Now let's say I hide, now let me go with, I don't want region, I want only country. Whether you have it region or not does not make any difference, because country is a detailed one. Now you will get it based on what? 60 and 24. Look at this. So now since you have the drill down on country, it will aggregate the salary on country, then performs the join. So when it aggregates the salary on country wise, you will get a 60, 24, 21, then performs the join and calculates it. Now if I have both displayed, what will happen? If I have both or only country, should not have any difference in the result. Why? Because country is the most detailed attribute. Now when I have both region and the country, you will still get 60 and 20. Did you understand this first? So when you want this kind of aggregation to be happened before join, first you want the aggregation to be performed, then the join to be performed, then we go with what? Dynamic join. So this is the next property of dynamic join. Okay. Next, there's one more option. Next, we'll have to look at a concept called transparent filter bus. There is a concept called transparent filter. Okay, now let's see what is this transparent filter about. Okay. Mhm. Mhm. So I have taken some scenario here. I have a table which says transparent underscore filter. Let's see the data in this so that you'll understand the scenario what I'm trying to do. So I have data like this. Just understand this as transaction ID or sales order ID something. I've got nine orders: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and all the transactions are performed for the same product as books, 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 books. So how many transactions are performed for this product books is 9, and I've got something called salesperson. In internal, if you look at this, I've got how many salespersons? I've got SLS1, SLS2 is one sales employee. Then I've got SLS2, SLS salesperson 3, and they're selling this product in particular shop. There are, and again, I've got two shops only. S1. If you look at the shops, distinct shops, I've got S1 and what? S2. And this is the bill amounts. Now my question, how many products are we dealing with, boss? How many products are we dealing with?
One.
One product, which is books, yeah. And how many salespersons do we have in the business? How many salespersons do we have in the business, boss?
Three.
Three. SLS one,
Three.
yeah. And what is the total number of transactions, boss?
9.
9.
So how many number of salespersons do we have?
3.
Three. SLS1, SLS2, and SLS3. And how many number of shops do we have?
2.
S1 and S1 and S2, boss, right? Good. Good. Now, now I would like to say, I want this. I want a KP which says a number of shops. Bus. Just mute. Just talk just unmute when you talk. Now I want a query which gives me number of shops. Now can you tell me for the product books how many shops did we sell the books in? Product books was sold in how many number of shops?
2 shops.
Two shops. Excellent. Which is S1 and S2 bus, right? But my next question is, if I say my product books was sold in how many shops by each of the salesperson, I would like to get my query. I'm giving a query like this: give me number of shops for product book. How many books? Number of shops for product books.
It will show 2.
2, which is S1 and S2. Good. Okay. Now I'm running. I want a query like this, which is show me number of shops for product books where my salesperson is equal to SLS1, SLS2, or SLS3. Look at my query, which I'm saying. Select product number of shops from this table where salesperson in SLS1, SLS2, and SLS3. What should be your result?
So based on salesperson.
All 9 records.
9 records will be there.
Don't get confused. Look, simple. First, see, totally I have 9 transactions. All the 9 are performed by 3 salespersons: SLS1, SLS2, SLS3, right? So first query what I asked you is select product and distinct number of shops. So what is the output? What is the result you said?
S1 and S2.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Number
shop
of
1 and shop 2.
Yeah. So number I said count, right? So I'll say books and you'll get it as what? How many shops? 2, right?
2.
Yeah. Next query what I'm asking is select product, count of distinct shops from this table where salesperson in SLS1, SLS2, SLS3.
2.
Yeah. What is the result you'll get? Yepa, chappu.
3 shops. 3 shops.
Why 3? Why 3? There's no difference when I apply where clause or without where clause, boss. I'm saying select product, select count of shops where salesperson is SLS1, SLS2, SLS3. Even when I include all the three salespersons also, I've got two shops only, right? All the three salespersons have sold in two shops only. Yes or no, boss?
Yeah, two shops. My bad.
Why you are getting confused? Either I apply where clause or not, the number of shops is two only. అవునా కదప్ప? If I say product and number of shops, you're saying two shops, S1, S2. But when I say product and number of shops, which was sold by salesperson SLS1, SLS2, SLS3, and how many shops you get? Because all these three, even though I've got three sales employees, they have performed transactions in two shops only, boss. Yes or no? అవునా కదన్నా?
Yes.
Yeah. Why are you getting confused? Either I put my where clause where my salesperson is equal to SLS1 or SLS2, SLS3 or not, I should get the same result, right? Select, what was it? This is product and what? Shop. What was my table? Thanks. I'm just saying normal count. It is just going to count. So you're getting total number of shops. It is counting, okay? But I want count distinct, right? So I'll say count distinct shops. Now, how many bus? How many getting? Two shops. For the same, I'm saying where salesperson in SLS1, SLS2, SLS3. They were the difference. Because all these transactions were performed with the same salespersons, right? Three salesperson. Okay. Is this correct or not? Either you apply this where clause or not, your output is still same, but why are you getting confused? Either you apply this where clause or not, your output is still same because all the 9 transactions were performed by those three salespersons only. SLS1, SLS2, and SLS3, right? You all agree with this? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's see what is the problem, what's happening here. So to get the output, what I've done is, I've just taken this table into the aggregation node. Then I said, look at this here. I've just built a counter. You remember yesterday we had option as building new counter. So I built a counter which says number of shops and count. Look at the count distinct. Whatever I could do in the SQL, count distinct shop. So count the distinct of shops. Fine. Okay. And then I projected it out and the same. And I've used this calculation view into one more calculation view. And then I've got something called upper. This I've used this view into this. Then I've got number of shops and bill amounts. Okay. I just taken these two as normal key figures, aggregated it. These are normal output fields. Then I've got aggregation of this, and then I projected it out. That's it, nothing else. Let's debug this and see the output. Okay. Debug this view. What you would like to say? I would like to run a query which says what? Product. You just want product and number of shops. Then remove this. Product, right? Group by product. Now let's run this query. So it's going to get this node first, then this node, and with this node again, it is got calculation view. Drill down again, go to the debug of the lower level node again. So this is the first node. It executes what it is executing, product, and then number of shops. Number of shops is nothing but here the count distinct of shop. Now let's see what is it. You're getting as books 2. You're getting as what? Books 2. Fine. And now let me go to the back level node. Here you can click upper. And now let me go back to this upper. Now in the upper again, I've got product and number of shops. It will just give me 2. It will just give me 2. Just observe in each node what was the query was. Product and number of shops at the bottom level. Okay, good. Now, what I want to do is I just want to debug with a different query which says now this one. I want to apply this where class. Let's say debug this view. Okay, now run this. Let's drill down and see the lower level calculation inside this view. Now in this view, let's see what is the query. Now look at the query, what it has got. When you apply that in the where class, SLS1, SLS2, SLS3, you see this where class here? Yes. Apart from seeing the salesperson in the where class, you also see that in the projection. First, it is reading along with salesperson. Then it will apply filter. Look at this. It is applying filter and it is also bringing the salesperson into the projection column. And what is happening here? It says product, salesperson, and count of shops. So it is going to give me the result number of shops with respect to the salesperson was. I think you should see the data. Now, if my output is like this now, product and salesperson shop combination, salesperson 1 has performed in both transactions is performed in shop 1, but salesperson 2 has performed all his transactions in S2 only. But when it comes to salesperson 3, he has performed in how many shops was? How many shops? Salesperson 1, he performed all the transactions in S1. Salesperson 2, he performed all the transactions in S2 only. But when it comes to salesperson 3, he performed in 2 shops, S2 and S1. Right? So what will happen here? Now, since you have the salesperson in the select list, it says select product ID, salesperson, and distinct of shops. So when you get the distinct of salesperson and product, for each salesperson, it derives the shops separately. So for SLS1, it says shop now 1 shop. For SLS3, it says 2 shops. Now look at the output. It says for book with combination of salesperson. See, when I use salesperson in the where class, when it is reading from the bottom level, it is putting the salesperson into the projection list in the select list first. Because of this, it is disturbing the aggregation and it's giving aggregation of each specific unique columns. So for salesperson 3, it says 2 shops is visited, unique shops. For salesperson 2, only 1 shop. Salesperson 1, 1 shop. Okay. Good. And then when I go to next level nodes, now it says product and number of shops. Already the number of shops is been derived as 1, 1, 2. So now it is going to aggregate this and get it 1, 1, 2. Then same thing will be aggregated as 4 and you get 4. Is it wrong? It should not be 4, right? So what is happening when I'm using a field in the where class, it is treating that field into the projection list seriously and then counting it with respect to that group, which I don't want that to happen. So what I'll do now, I'll go to the lower calculation view. So for salesperson, or in fact, I can do this for everything, but for now, salesperson, I'm going to enable this. There's something called transparent filter. I'll set this as true. Okay, and activate. Let me just activate. What is this problem? Even in the upper, everywhere in every node, I'll say salesperson, transparent filters through salesperson. I'll say normal. I can enable this property for everything because you'll have the same kind of problem for every field, not only salesperson. Now let's run this and see what will happen. Let me run this calculation with debug this view. What I want again only product. Even though if I run with salesperson in the where class, comma, then group by so now I'm still again product ID, number of shops, where I'm putting a where clause as on the salesperson. Let's see what happens. Even when I go to the bottom level node, look at the query it says. Now what is happening is, when you applied where clause and then you set the salesperson as, when you apply salesperson, now I'm seeing salesperson only in the where clause or even in the projection bus. Now look at this. I'm seeing when I use salesperson in the where clause, even in the bottom level node, it has to be used only in the where clause, not in the projection. So since it is not in the projection, you'll let's see 1, 1, 2, and then what happens to the next. See now what is happening? Book number 2, even though it says 112, here it again says number of surface 2. So this is about transparent filter bus. So when I use a field, when user is using a field in the where class, even in my calculation view, till the bottom level, it must be used only in the where class only, not into the projection. So that's where we use transparent filter bus. Okay. So let's stop. And tomorrow there's small options with script, and tomorrow I'll open up for all the questions on calculation view. But just go through and then get out all the questions. Okay. So tomorrow we'll go through with others. There are some small 2-3 options. Then we are done with calculation view. Then I'll open up for any question you ask for. Okay. Thank you.